Hi guys. Welcome to the new channel. Fanciness and awesomeness and smiles and yeah. Okay. So yeah guys, welcome to the new channel. Excited for the potential that the new channel will have, because hopefully it won't be messing up like my old one was, because the old one had some problems. But that's okay, because we can start anew and fix them better this way instead of trying to stay and sort out whatever the heck was going on with them. Okay, so there's actually a topic for today's vlog thing, surprisingly, that a friend of mine said that I should do for the younger or furries that like aren't sure of stuff. So this video is going to be how to obtain a fursuit. There's several steps in this process, and I think that it will be very helpful. Step 1. Do you have money? That is, before you even think about wanting a fursuit or where to get it from or who to go to, is do you think that you can afford to spend up to like $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 on these beautifully expensive fursuits? Okay, that's the first question you need to ask yourself. Now, having a house, having food, supplying for your family, having clothes, paying bills and paying school fees, those are all important and should come before buying the fursuit. As much as having a fursuit is amazing and so worth every penny you spend, you need to make sure you have your basic living standards taken care of first. That's like the necessities need to be taken care of. Step 2 of your plan. Do you have time? When you own a fursuit, it takes so much time to wash it and keep it clean. You have to have time to properly give it like the love and attention it deserves. I know it's not alive, but we, the fursuiters, make them alive. If you're gonna buy a fursuit and spend like globs of money on it and then just leave it in storage and never use it, it's not worth buying. So if you don't have spare time on your hands and don't think you'll have a chance to, like, you know, go out and suit and do stuff with it, then probably shouldn't buy a fursuit. Not for you. Third question you need to ask yourself: can you handle it? Are you claustrophobic in any sense of the word? Even just a little bit. There's some people that aren't claustrophobic that'll freak out because fursuit heads, they hug your face. It's like gushy, very tight, and it's a closed space. So if you're claustrophobic, you can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you can't own a fursuit if you're gonna be afraid of having stuff like close like this up in your face. Question number 4. Do you know your limits and can you handle the heat? Fursuits are like walking rugs or something. They are extremely hot inside. It's actually, I think, like the record to get inside a fursuit head can get up to like 600 or 700 degrees in a fursuit head out in the sun in like 20 minutes. That's enough to cook you. Like, I could cook a chicken in a fursuit probably. It wouldn't taste good, but I could do it. So you need to make sure that you're a little bit heat retardant, I guess, or that you're used to hot things. Now, the second part of the question was, do you know your limits? Because fursuiting can be fun and overstimulating, and oh yes, look at all these furries and all these people, and I'm one of them, and I want to run around at a convention and look all cute in my fursuit. It's amazing. We want you to do that. I, as a maker, want you to be able to enjoy a fursuit that you buy and do that. That's the best part of it. But you need to know your limits. If you are running around at a con or outside and you get really hot, take your head off. Go to the headless lounge, take it off. Go to your room, take it off. Go to like a restroom or something like that if you're out and about in town. Or go to your car and take the head off. Or just go chill and take your suit off. Because if you pass out from heat exhaustion, you have a heat stroke in your suit, and you pass out, and when the EMTs arrive, it does not matter how much someone yells at them, your handler, yourself if you're conscious or whatever, it does not matter. You pass out from the heat, They take these big scissors and they will cut your $5,000 fursuit straight open, not giving a crap. And that sucks because it is a pain to repair them. I think I've only seen one person successfully repair a fursuit that got cut open from an EMT, because it doesn't matter about the suit, it matters that you're safe. You need to make sure that you take care of yourself first. And that's what they care about, because that's their job. So, you pass out, bye-bye fursuit, they're cutting it open to get you out. So, know your limits. That's an important thing. So, the next thing is you need to find a dealer or a fursuit seller, something like that, a maker. That's what I do. I'm like sitting here something like that thinking when that's what I do. But yeah, you need to find a fursuit maker. Find someone. You need to look through like their pictures and stuff like that on their sites, or if you watch like videos from a FurCon during the fursuit parade, you can find most of the time people's channels and stuff where they've uploaded it, and you can find the makers of certain suits that you like, and you get to see them actually in action, see how they move. So you need to find the makers of the suits. And once you find a maker, that's where the fun stuff begins. Every time you message a maker asking for a quote or like, you know, an explanation of what their cost would be on your character, you need to always have at least 30% of your money you're going to pay for your fursuit up front. Because most of them won't even take a quote unless they know that you're serious about it. Because it's a serious thing. It takes a lot of work and determination and pain to make these awesome suits, and they pour their heart and souls into it, and hours of man work. So they want to make sure that if they're going to spend time making something, that you're going to spend the time to actually pay for it, which is reasonable. So when you go to message a creator to get like a layout for your fursuit, always make sure that you got at least 30% of your payment up front. That's like the biggest rule.
I'm serious, I did not.
So now as I'm going to finish this, you're going to hear my family because, yay, and that's fine because they can love me. So after you found your maker, you have your 30% money up front, you have all your stuff ready, you have to have a liable reference sheet. If you send a fursuit maker a like straight up just front of your character drawing and expect them to be able to create you a freaking fursuit from it, you failed. Because they won't do it. And we're gonna migrate for a second so that my parents can cut pizza for supper. We're gonna migrate, guys! Migrating! Okay, so we've covered getting the fursuit maker, having your 30% up front, reference sheet. Always have a liable reference sheet. Has to show your front, your back, your side, you know, full 360 all around of your head, everything. You have to cover all the basics, because if you send them a 2D sheet of just sketches of your face, most of them will probably yell at you and tell you not to message them or to come back when you have, you know, the proper stuff you need. That's fine. So make sure you have a good ref sheet. And sometimes they'll actually make one for you for an extra cost, which you can just add into your fursuit cost. So now you've got your maker, you got your ref sheet, you sent in your 30% of your payment, and now here comes the worst part of ordering a fursuit. The wait. When you order a fursuit, like I said, it's hours and hours of man work to make these things. You order a fursuit, I'd be amazed if it gets there in a month. That'd shock me. That means that they have nothing else they do. Because most suitors will work on like 4 or 5 different projects at one time. So sometimes you can wait for a fursuit from up to 6 to 7 months. And that's really actually pretty reasonable, considering that they have so much else they have to do, and they have their own lives. You need to remember that. So if you go for like 2 months, and the person you've commissioned to get a fursuit from hasn't said, hey, your suit's done, or sent you a new update, don't freak out. Don't message them 1,000 times in a row, because they're not going to like it. And you could actually end up losing your commission depending on their terms of service. So relax, remember that everybody has their own lives, and just keep chill, because if you wait, it's worth the wait. Then you get your beautiful fursuit. So now you went through the wait, you get the box in the mail, you're excited, you open it, awesome, you have your fursuit. Remember, know your limits, heat retardant, claustrophobia, know everything about yourself and know when to say no and when to stop. I want you guys to stay safe, have fun fursuiting, and of course, be fluffy and adorable all the time. My name's Ember, and I'll talk to you guys later.